Hi Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. If you're watching this, it is a September miracle. So I wasn't sure that I was gonna be able to do this, and I'm still not sure about uploading this video. So if you're seeing this, things have fallen into place. In the month of September, in addition to, as a host of Shaketember, being a Booktube event where we celebrate all things Shakespeare, I decided that I should also do this puzzle, All the World's a Stage, 1,500 pieces, representing 38 of Shakespeare's plays. So I have done this puzzle at least 2 times before, and I'm not really sure why, but for some reason I thought I was just gonna be able to like crank it out, and I was gonna film myself in time lapse putting every single piece in. And what was really interesting was I quickly realized I had never felt so much pressure from the camera before in the last 5 years of Booktube. Like, it was so crazy. So for those of you who feel pressure from the camera, I get it now. I understand. I just felt like there had to be like some sort of noticeable difference from one jump to the next. Bear in mind, like every 30 seconds of the time-lapse video is probably 2 hours, but I finally had to tell myself that I could work on the puzzle without filming it because it was so difficult. So you will see as it goes along, you'll see bigger and bigger jumps. The irony being is that when I finally finished the puzzle, I was so happy, and I like sprawl out across the puzzle, and then after I had turned the camera off, I realized there was still one piece left. And so I like quickly like look on the floor, and I found it and put it in, but it, I didn't film it again. At that point, I had dreams about this puzzle, you guys, this month. I dreamt that there weren't enough pieces, that there were extra pieces. It was really hard. One of the things about this puzzle that's so difficult is that, so on the one hand, it's cool because the puzzles are very strange shapes, not like traditional, just 2 little branches out and 2 holes, top and bottom, that kind of thing. They're very interesting shapes, and that's basically at the end what I had to do was just go by the shape of the puzzle piece, because I could not, like, the things that are left at the end are primarily like these like dark spaces with wood and stuff like that. But yeah, so, but on the other hand, there are a ton of pieces that look like edge pieces. And I really thought, again, not quite sure why, but I really thought, yeah, like most of the time when I do a puzzle, I do the edges, I do the edge first. And I did not get this part of the edge done on this far side until pretty far along in the process. So I'm sorry that I couldn't show you every time I put a piece in this puzzle, but it was just too much. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. It's a very different video. If I can, I will film the puzzle up close at the end, and talk about some of the characters. And one of the things I think another thing I struggled with is that because the 2 previous times that I have done this puzzle, I wasn't reading Shakespeare. I wasn't very familiar with You know, I could have identified Romeo and Juliet and you know, Cleopatra. She's pretty easy to spot, but I really didn't know. I hadn't read very much Shakespeare, and this time for some reason, I think because I had been reading Shakespeare for the last 5 years, I felt like I should have known every character. Well, a bunch of these characters in the front are from plays that I've never read. And this does not come with a key, so I had to find it online. One of you helped me. Thank you so much for that. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I had to turn off some of the lights in the room to avoid the glare, but here is, of course, Shakespeare, who was actually one of the last people that I finished, not the last. In the front here, this was well, at least these two people, I spent a lot of time working early on. This is Troilus and Cressida, which, had no idea. These are the three different Henrys, Henry the Fourth, Henry the Fifth, and Henry the Sixth, but I'm not sure exactly which one's which one. Of course, this is Falstaff, who could have been on here to represent Henry the Fourth's Part 1 and Part 2, but is also on here for, I believe, the Merry Wives of Windsor. Of course, Petruchio, Othello. Here's Romeo and Juliet. Juliet standing next to a formidable Henry VIII. It took me the longest time to figure out that I just didn't see the staff. So I was really irritated that I couldn't figure out where the Tempest was on here. But anyway, so there's Prospero. And there's Ariel. And then if you see way back in the shadows there, that's Caliban. And then we have A Midsummer Night's Dream. Lots of fairies floating all around. Lady Macbeth, Ophelia, and Cleopatra, another one of our plays from this year. And then they even put people up. Here's King Lear and Cordelia up here at the top of the stage. This is A Winter's Tale. So this is that famous stage direction, exit pursued by a bear. And then, I can't remember who that is. I apologize. But anyway, I thought that this was Titus because it looks like he's holding like a big cloche, but it's not. Titus is down here holding his hand. So that was interesting next to Julius Caesar. Anyway, it's interesting the characters that they included and the characters left out. This one, of course, is Richard III. He is way too old. Richard III died in his 30s. I don't know why they had to make him so old. And then this is Richard II. And I did actually just today see like a painting that had this, or not a painting, but it was like an illustration of a production of Richard III. And this sort of imagery, that it looked a little bit different, but this sort of imagery was up on the back. But I do think it's interesting, so Richard II has a crown on, which has got to be this crown, right? And Richard III has no crown on him. So anyway, but it was extremely difficult. It's when you look at it on a box and you think oh, blue, well, these are the same colors as Shakespeare's outfit. This is Portia from The Merchant of Venice, I think. But then there's this blue here, and then over here more of the same. So it was a challenging time, but it was for Shaketember, and I just wanted to really embrace being a host. And so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And if you don't feel like leaving a comment, you can leave like an emoji of a puzzle piece or something like that. Or you can give this video a thumbs up as a way of saying hello. And finally, Booktube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.